Hello students, hope you are fit and fine at your places. As you know, we are doing disorders of parathyroid glands. We have done with hypoparathyroidism already. Today we will discuss about hyperparathyroidism. Hyper means there is something which is increased. So here what is increased? Parathormones. The hormones which are secreted by parathyroid glands are high in our blood. That condition is called hyperparathyroidism. Or okay, what may be the causes of hyperparathyroidism? The causes may be primary, secondary, or tertiary. In primary primary hyperparathyroidism in children, it may be due to single benign adenoma, and the features of this kind of hyperparathyroidism evident at the age of 10 years, and it may found in association with multiple endocrine neoplasia. Okay, now the secondary hyperparathyroidism may also develop due to low level of calcium. For example, in vitamin D deficiency rickets, malabsorption syndrome, chronic renal failure. In these kind of situations, there is low level of calcium. So as you know, the function of parathyroid hormones are to maintain the level of calcium in our body. So if the level of calcium is decreased, then the parathyroid will release more hormones to maintain the level of calcium in our body. So in this condition, eventually it will lead to hyperparathyroidism. Okay, it is a secondary cause. Secondary means there is something else in the body going on, due to that there is hyperparathyroidism. In tertiary hyperparathyroidism, sometimes when after the removal of primary cause of parathyroidism, but after the removal of primary cause, the parathyroids remain hyperactive even after the removal of primary cause. That kind of hyperparathyroidism is called tertiary kind. The cause of this is tertiary cause. Clinical manifestation may be hypercalcemia, hyperphosphatemia, hypercalciuria. Along with that, patient may have muscle weakness, anorexia, vomiting, constipation, polydipsia, polyuria, and weight loss. Renal function may also be impaired due to the deposition of calcium in the renal parenchyma. Renal calculi may be developed due to high level of calcium, increased level of calcium in our body. So calculi are developed due to the development of calculi. There may be hematuria, there may be oliguria or azotemia. In oliguria, when the amount of urine in infants is less than 1 ml per kg per hour. In children, when it is 0.5 ml per kg per hour. Okay. Azotemia is a condition when the nitrogenous compound in our body is increased. Coma may also be developed in later stage if it remain untreated. Bony changes, backache may be there, leg pain, abnormal gait, knocked knee, fracture, poor bone growth may be there. Patient may also have acute abdominal pain due to acute pancreatitis. Okay, in infants there are some additional features like poor feeding, hypotonia, failure to thrive means when there is poor feeding, baby will not be able to grow properly. So there may be failure to thrive. Mental retardation may be there, convulsions may be there, and it may also lead to blindness. So in diagnostic evaluation, you will go for physical examination, detailed physical examination, and history of illness, detailed history of illness, blood examination, urine analysis, and x-ray. In blood examination, you will find high level of calcium, serum calcium level will be high, low serum phosphate level, increased serum parathormones, and normal level of calcitonin. If in urine, when we will do the urine examination, we will find that there is low level of specific gravity. Urine specific gravity will be low. RBC in the urine, you will find the RBC in the urine, as we have earlier told you that there is hematuria. In X-ray studies, you will find extensive deterioration of bone and presence of renal calculi due to the high level of calcium. In radionuclide scan, there may be presence of adenoma. Okay, in management, what will you do? You'll treat the hypercalcemia first, then you'll have to tell the patient to take high fluid. Intake of the fluid should be increased. Furosemide should be given. It is a loop diuretic. Why we are giving this diuretic? Because this is the one kind of diuretic which also secretes or eliminates calcium from the kidneys. Okay, that's why we are giving it. Dietary intake of calcium should be reduced, and calcitonin may also be prescribed. And for surgical interventions, removal of adenoma. If there is any adenoma, we have to remove that if it is required. And monitoring of sodium and calcium level should be there, and follow-up. Follow-up is very necessary. Okay, that's all about hyperparathyroidism.